It's difficult to find someone who has never played a Pokemon game before. Many call it a fad, but almost 3 decades after the initial release of Pokemon Red and Blue, the series is still incredibly popular and the most profitable media franchise ever created. Pokemon is known for charming designs of the titular Pokemon and the addicting Pokemon battles, but the series is not known for its difficulty. Most games in the series are a breeze to run through casually. That is why, for the month of March, I will instead be tackling the most difficult custom rule set challenge for the Pokemon series ever created. This is the Pokemon Ironmon Challenge. The challenge was initially designed for Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, and this is the version I will be playing. There are multiple levels of the challenge, with the two most difficult being Ultimate Ironmon and Kaizo Ironmon. I'll be focusing on the Ultimate version since, to be quite honest, I've never really played much Pokemon before, so this is going to be quite the adventure. At its core, Ironmon is quite simple. It is a list of custom rules to handicap the player to increase the difficulty immensely. The key requirements for Ultimate Ironmon include a limit of killing or catching one Pokemon per route or dungeon in the game. You can't do both. No more than 5 additional Pokemon throughout the entire run. If a Pokemon dies, it is dead forever. Dungeons and gyms must be completed in one shot. Once you leave, you may not re-enter. And in addition to this, you must defeat all trainers in a gym before taking on the gym leader. And if a Pokemon is going to evolve, you can't stop it. The game is also modded so that all trainer Pokemon have a 50% level boost, rounded up, so right out of the gate in Professor Oak's lab, you'll have a level 5 Pokemon and will go against the rival's level 8 Pokemon. There are additional rules, such as a limitation on what items a Pokemon can hold, as well as certain abilities that are banned from use. Ironmon is also played in conjunction with the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, which randomizes what item pickups will be, which abilities and moves Pokemon learn, what Pokemon are found in the wild and on trainers, as well as the stat distribution of all 386 Pokemon within the game. What this means is a Snorlax might actually be fast and have no HP. An Absol could have a very low attack stat, opposite of what they would have in the base game. Pokemon natures and unique abilities are also randomized. If I game over during a run, the next attempt, everything is re-randomized, making no 2 attempts at the challenge exactly the same. Importantly, Pokemon typing is left unchanged, so a flying type will always remain a flying type, and this will come into play later. Well, how about we get started? Hope chat picked correctly. By the way, I named the trainer in all of these chat, so that way I can say heck chat whenever I lose at the start. Hope chat picked, and for this line right here, hope chat picked correctly. One thing I forgot to mention is that the rules require a random starter pick at the start of the game. I of course chose to sell out and have my chat pick for me based on Twitch subs for left, middle, or right. My first run ever, I get a Metagross, an incredible Pokemon with a base stat total of 600. The base stat total is a sum of the attack, defense, special defense, speed, and HP stats at level 50 for a Pokemon, not accounting for natures, effort values, and individual values, which I won't get into here as this is very, very complicated. But the takeaway from this is, the higher the number, the more stats, the more likely your Pokemon is to be better. A higher base stat total means you'll likely be stronger, tankier, and faster than lower base stat total mons. Pokemon in Gen 3 range from around 190 for an Azurill, for example, all the way up to 680 for a Mewtwo. Higher evolutions have higher base stat totals in general. Pokemon with the base stat total under 450 are unlikely to have enough oomph to finish the challenge, and ideally I'm shooting for something with 500 plus. This Metagross has high speed and high special attack, which couples well with Ice Punch, which is one of the best special attack moves in the game. I managed to defeat the rival, who I have named Chat, on my first seed ever. This is actually quite difficult, so I consider myself very lucky here. Things were going well until... You got 2 pokes. You got a Pidgeot. Aww. Oh. Wait, what happened? Yeah, I may have fat-fingered the reset button and would everything force me to roll a new seed. What a way to end my first Ironmon seed, huh? A fresh seed, and with the reset button now unbound, this next Mon is less likely to die a horrible fate. For attempt number 2 at Ultimate Ironmon, I rolled a Donphan. This Donphan starts most noticeably with a good speed stat and decent special attack. Flame Wheel is also a decent starting special attack, but nothing too fancy, and would need to be replaced later. I luckily managed to once again defeat chat and exit the lab. The key starting ability here is Spore, which does no damage but has a 100% accuracy and puts the enemy Pokemon to sleep. The first real hurdle after the lab is making it through all the trainers in Viridian Forest. There are a total of 5, and while I can visit a Poke Center after every battle, I don't have an explosive level advantage to brute force my way through. Vine Whip and Sky Attack are not great, and hopefully will be replaced soon, but this is where Spore comes in handy, as it allows my less than stellar moves to take out enemy Pokemon safely without much risk. After clearing the forest, I got Frenzy Plant to replace Vine Whip. Frenzy Plant has incredible special attack power, but you lose a turn after using it. This makes it a great closer on the last Pokemon a trainer has, but otherwise a very risky move. After some more trainer battles and a rematch with my rival Chat, it was time to take on the first gym. Early gyms in the game are not the most difficult in Ultimate Ironmon. There is only one other trainer in here with only 2 Pokemon, and Brock only has 2 as well. Defeating 4 Pokemon in a row shouldn't be too much of an issue. Brock's down! And it wasn't. 1 badge down, 7 to go. After a brief trainer grind, Donphan leveled into a new ability, Magnitude. This is a 100% RNG attack that has a vast range in attack power. It was better than Sky Attack, but still not great with my low regular attack stat. Up next is the first of several dungeons in the run, Mount Moon. Like gyms, dungeons must be completed all in one shot, though there are no restrictions to defeat every trainer within them. My general goal in each dungeon is to obtain all the items on the ground, defeat the required trainers, and then defeat as many optional trainers as possible. The items are important since I can't purchase any items from shops, outside of Pokeballs and Repels, to stop random encounters. I need to defeat as many trainers as I can, since trainers are the only major source of experience, with wild Pokemon grinding being banned. If I can't defeat many trainers, I will quickly get behind the ballooning levels of enemy trainers and gyms. Mount Moon has 12 trainers totaling 28 Pokemon, but only 2 of them are actually required. After successfully clearing the required fights, I mistakenly left before backtracking to trainer fights, missing 8 or 9 trainer battles worth of XP. It's only my second seed ever, okay? Mistakes are bound to happen, right? Throughout the game, there are move trainers you can talk to teach a move to a Pokemon. Randomizer, of course, makes the moves they teach, well, random. On this one, right outside of Mount Moon, I got offered Ice Punch, an incredible special attack that would greatly improve Donphan's moveset. But I couldn't learn it. Because there is yet one more quirk of the randomizer settings for Ironmon. Any TM or move, whether from a gem leader, pickup, or move trainer, has a 50% chance of being learnable. Every single move is a literal coin flip, and I lost this one. There were still many more opportunities for better moves, but this was an Ice Punch straight to the gut. Before taking on Misty, I had to defeat the rival again at Nugget Bridge, and do a big trainer grind on the way to Bill to grab the SSN ticket. After yet another trainer grind, it was time to take on Misty. The Cerulean Gym has one additional trainer, but by this point I have a large level advantage on the Pokemon here and quickly obtained badge number 2. SSN, which is up next, is technically a dungeon in Ultimate Ironmon, but inside there is a bed I can use as a Poke Center on the ship itself, making it relatively easy to clear all of the trainers and not too different from other overworld trainer grinds. There is a stipulation that the rival must be the first trainer battle performed on the ship before being allowed to take on the others. But after he fell, I could go get cuts by helping the sick captain and clear out the rest of the boat. Surge is the next target for badge number 3 and has 3 trainers I must face before challenging him. But honestly, the hardest part here was searching through the garbage and finding those gosh darn buttons to open up the door. 3 badges down, more trainers, and then the spookiest dungeon next. Rock Tunnel. Rock Tunnel isn't spooky because it is dark, but because there are a large number of forced trainer battles to get to the exit and of comparable level to Surge's gym. 8 trainers in total must be defeated to clear the tunnel, a feat which Phant accomplishes with ease. Another requirement before continuing with the next trainer grind is that I must defeat the rival inside the Pokemon Tower before doing anything else. After doing so, I was able to correct a mistake I had made very early on. Lavender Town contains the name Raider, an NPC that can change the name of any Pokemon you want. Thus, the tale of Phant has ended, but the story of Phant picks up where it left off. This mid-game area is relatively straightforward in Ultimate Ironmon. By the time I have cleared Rock Tunnel and all the trainer grinds elsewhere, I have a huge level advantage over anything else in the game for quite some time, even with the 50% boost. A few dungeons are cleared next. Rocket Hideout in Celadon City has many low-level trainers and a boss fight with Giovanni, but is otherwise a breeze. Pokemon Tower, just like the SSN, has an in-dungeon heal spot, so again, it acts as if it were an overworld trainer grind. The biggest portion of the mid-game is the Grand Tour, the biggest trainer grind in the entire run. This is where 3 trainer-dense routes along multiple paths to Fuchsia City are fully cleared for XP before diving into any more dungeons or gyms. By my count, there are a total of 56 trainer battles to be completed in this single segment alone. This is the last XP grind before another onslaught of gyms and dungeons. The Fighting Dojo, Silphco, Celadon Gym, where you fight Erica, and Fuchsia Gym, where you fight Koga, are all tackled at this point, and this is where gyms have started to balloon heavily in trainer count. Erica is taken on first in the Celadon Gym because, although there are a large amount of trainers, they are low level in comparison to the post-Grand Tour Phant. I also take on the Fighting Dojo, which, for all intents and purposes, is a gym outside of not getting a badge at the end of it. Phant was doing great, and although the strategies I was using with Spore were slow, and my moves weren't exactly fantastic, they were enough for now. Silphco is the most trainer-dense dungeon in the entire game, complete with a rival fight, as well as a boss fight. Thankfully, there's a bed I can use inside the dungeon to heal my Pokemon up between battles, so this is a pretty safe clear outside of the boss battles. The last hurdle before the next trainer grind is Koga in Fuchsia City. A lot of trainers are in this gym, and the levels are starting to catch up fast. I need to take down Koga because the Fuchsia Gym badge unlocks Surf to be used to reach Cinnabar Island and the next grind. The tried and true Spore into special attacks saves me once again. I now have 5 badges. Be good! Surf is used to enter the trainer-filled waters on the south end of the map. There are 2 segments to tackle, one leading from Pallet Town and one from Fuchsia, but both will end up in the same spot. This is the last XP grind in the game, so if I can just make it out of here, I am done with the trainers. There's an actual real possibility that Phant can go all the way on my second ever Ultimate Ironmon attempt. Damn. Hello? Hello? Just like that, Phant was no more. Mirror Coat is an ability that reflects damage back at the attacker ×2. It only activates if you can't kill the Pokemon in one shot. Phant got this Pokemon down to 1 HP, and its dying breath took her down. There are 2 other abilities to watch out for that can end a run like this. Destiny Bond, where if a Pokemon activated it and you killed it in the same turn, you go down with it, ending your chances. The other one, Counter, is the physical attack equivalent to Mirror Coat, as Mirror Coat only reflects special attacks. A potential third dangerous ability is Perish Song, which eliminates all Pokemon on the field after 3 turns, but this can be avoided with a sacrificial lamb sent out to take the blow. In the ever-so-famous words of Ironmon, it's time to go back to the lab to do it all again. The real Ironmon experience is resetting over and over and over again in the lab or Viridian Forest, since it straight up requires good luck on the Mon you roll, the Mon the rival rolls, which moves you get, what your ability is, and the stat distribution of all your important stats. I wouldn't get another serious attempt going until attempt 22, where I rolled a Houndoom with pretty mediocre attacks. I barely managed to get Doom out of the lab, and immediately learned Dizzy Punch, and incredibly solid at normal attack move. Unlike Donphan, Doom is a regular attacker and needs to focus on a different moveset. Dizzy Punch is enough to take down Brock, and after Mount Moon, I find a move trainer that teaches Headbutt, which Doom can actually learn, easily overriding Spike Cannon. Aero Blast replaces Gust as a pretty significant upgrade, and I now have an absolutely killer moveset. The mid-game falls easily, and I even do a few double trainer battles for bonus XP. The last move to round out my setup comes in at the level 59 move I get in Rocket Hideout, Low Kick. Low Kick is a massively useful ability, though the attack power varies significantly depending on the weight of the enemy Pokemon. Doom is getting close to Donphan's distance record, and it is at the tail end of the ground tour. Yet, the fastest Sudowoodo ever, made of nothing but paper, gets off a Destiny Bond and ends the run. 20 attempts later, a Gardevoir, who I have named Sexy Plant, gets a real chance. A pair of decent early game moves, Eruption and Needle Arm, round out the moveset to go far. Both Bite and Needle Arm couple well with the ability Gardevoir has called Serene Grace, which doubles the chance of a flinch proc from these moves, going from 30% to 60%. The first Heartbreaker came in Rocket Hideouts, where I find an Extra Sensory TM on the ground. Extra Sensory is the best special attack move in the game and has a chance to cause a flinch when it lands. Another 10% flinch move that doubles to 20% thanks to Serene Grace. Extra Sensory has a lot of PP for an 80 power move, and it has the same typing as Gardevoir, Psychic, which gives the attack the same type attack bonus, or stab, increasing attack power by 50%. It is the literal perfect move for this Mon, so of course I can't learn it. I thought Gardevoir was a goner on Giovanni and Silphco. Just keep it up, just keep it up, just keep it up. Keep it going. Oh my god, are you kidding me? No heckin' way did this just happen. Holy shit! 8 consecutive flinch procs miraculously get Sexy Plant through. By my calculation, this has only a 1.68% chance of happening. I needed to not squander the gift of luck I had just been given. I just used up 8 of Sexy Plant's 9 lives here. It was time to give her all I had. She clears the gym Onslaught and surpasses Donphan's, becoming the first Mon to complete the final trainer grind and reach the Pokemon Mansion. I clear out all the trainers here successfully thanks to Shell Bell, which is a held item that recovers a small amount of HP based on damage dealt. 3 gems are all that separate me from Victory Road, the final dungeon. Blaine on Cinnabar Island is taken out first since the badge there gives me an attack boost. Sabrina falls next, where I had to defeat the Ghost of Donphan. The toughest gym is in Viridian City. It has the final fight with Giovanni and a ridiculous amount of trainers, coupled with Giovanni's ace, which is now level 75. Shell Bell helps me get to Giovanni relatively unscathed, but a pesky Ninjask takes out most of Sexy Plant's HP, and I still had 5 of Giovanni's Mons to go. I got lucky once more with the follow-up Mons, and that was it. Yes! Yes, we're out! Heck you! Heck this whole place. 8 badges obtained. Not much separates me from the Elite Four now. Victory Road is a crucial decision point. All of the trainer battles here are optional, so the only real goal is to collect all the items and avoid the trainer battles. I can choose to grind for another level, or take what I have and challenge the Elite Four directly. Some trainers here have smart AI, as much as you can call it smart in a game like Pokemon. These trainers have the prefix cool in the original game, and all have purple hair, so you know how to avoid them. They pick moves to prioritize weaknesses and also contain healing items, making their fights more risky and difficult. I defeated a handful of the uncool trainers to get Sexy Plant to level 90, and then I headed to the final gauntlet in the game: the Elite Four and Champion battles. 5 consecutive ultra-difficult Pokemon battles, and I can only use what I take in with me. These 5 battles are on a completely different level from the rest of the game. 30 high-level Pokemon stand between Sexy Plants and victory. Okay, Blastoise. We can start with the Blastoise. It's got Metronome! Got low attack. Just need to hope we don't get poisoned. Nice crit, nice crit. Okay, okay. 2 pokes with Metronome here, making me scared. Alright, Lorelei is down. Stuff ready to go. Okay. Let's go. Haven't seen a Typhlosion before. Oh! Fable. Nice crit. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, we'll finish it off with a wing attack. No! Don't crit, don't crit, don't crit. Come on! Wait. I thought that would that was a full restore. We're dead, aren't we? GG. Bruno proved to be too difficult for Sexy Plant's moveset. A crushing loss. But I was determined to beat this challenge. On attempt 48, Noodle, a beefy special attack Militech, shot its shot. my second Mon to get to Victory Road. I also got multiple rare candies to maximize my level, entering the Elite Four at level 92 instead of 90. The key moves here are Hydro Pump and Fire Punch. Hydro Pump only has an 80% hit chance, but has a massive 120 power, or 180 with the stab bonus Noodle gets. Fire Punch also has a chance to burn on hits, but would it be enough? Noodle took down Bruno, a new PB at the very least. Agatha almost caught me with the explosion from Volbeat, but thankfully it had low attack, softening the blow enough to live. Lance went down thanks to favorable Pokemon typing, where almost everyone was weak to one of my moves. Eat shit, Lance! Yes! The crit! This is it. The final battle with Champion Chat. 6 Pokemon stand between Noodle and victory. Oh my god! What do you got, chat? Rock or chat sends out our Maldo. Okay, we need the Hydro Pump proc. Come on. Yes. Okay. One poke down. 5 to go. This is the ace. It should go down to a Fire Punch. Ace is down. Four to go. Victory bell. Let's punch it. It's gonna take 2 hits, I think. No? Okay. No, don't you dare. Don't you dare. It's fine. I'm gonna kill it. Oh no. I should have potions. Please crit. It burned? Come on. Yes! The burn proc! Holy shit, the burn! Okay, we need to heal up. Please don't Needle Arm me. Horn attack. We'll take a horn attack. Come on, Hydro Pump. Please hit. Few pokes left. Yes. Punch it. Come on, go! We're on the last poke. Chat. It's a Glail. It's got high attack. It's weak to Fire Punch. Come on, just crit. I think I need to get 2 of these off and we're good. We are so good. We're so good! Come on! Yes! Did it! It's done! Ultimate Ironmon's cleared. Get out of here. We are the best person at this video game ever. Oh! The Noodle did it! The Noodle! After only 48 attempts, Ultimate Ironmon has been cleared, with Noodle as the sole victor. A video of the full uncut journey of Noodle is linked in the description below if you would like to see it. Noodle will go down into the annals of history as my first, and only, Pokemon to ever conquer the Ultimate Ironmon challenge. But why the only? Well, that is because a much harder challenge awaits. Kaizo Ironmon. It's back to the lab once more, but this time, new rules are here to ruin it all. Of the many additional rules, a few of them stand out the most. First, all held items that aren't berries are banned. No more Shell Bell. Only one Pokemon at a time. If I want to switch Pokemon, as soon as I catch it and look at the stats, I must switch. Additional Pokemon can be caught as HM friends just to use things like Fly and Cut on the overworld, but they cannot participate in battle, making Perish Song and a few other abilities like Leech Seed more dangerous since I can't switch out to remove it. There is no use of any healing item outside of battle. Any healing must be done in battle, adding to the risk. Absolutely no wild Pokemon kills. Ultimate Ironmon had a limit of 1 per route, we can't even do that. The big one. No usage of move trainers or non-gym leader TMs to learn moves. This greatly reduces the odds of finding good abilities even further because there are only 8 gems and you're limited to level up moves outside of that. Lastly, boss trainers have 3 additional Pokemon added to their pool. This still caps at 6 though, so this mainly affects the early gym leaders. I also included my own restriction. I would not name any Pokemon until they had proven their worth by making it past Rock Tunnel where I could talk to the name raider and give them a name they earned. The difficulty increase was immediately noticeable. I cleared Ultimate Ironmon in 48 attempts, yet after 200 attempts, I still do not have a single Mon who could defeat the powered-up Brock and his 5 Pokemon. On attempt 261, a lucky Tentacruel managed to get past Brock for the first time, but after a savage beating leading up to Misty and no healing items available, Tentacruel would ultimately fall. Anytime I had a Pokemon with somewhat decent stats, something would step in and take it. Not being able to heal out of battle means so many more moves are inherently more dangerous. The biggest offender being Poison. This Ninjask with an incredible moveset and stats got poisoned during the Brock fight. Although managing to defeat Brock, disaster would strike on the way back to the Pokemon Center. Attempt 312 would change a bit. A Gyarados, with absolutely incredible special attack power, breezed through Brock and made it through Mount Moon and Misty without even breaking a sweat. I was about to exit St. Anne, now a much more difficult dungeon since I can't use the bed. Due to running out of moves to use, I was going to have to leave early, but a lucky level up into Crunch, one of the best special attack moves in the game, allowed a full clear of the boat. Rock Tunnel acted much the same way, although I couldn't beat every trainer here. Once Pokemon are above level 30, they are forced to be fully evolved in Kaizo. This results in generally more XP being available, offsetting potential XP loss by not being able to clear all the trainers in the SS Anne, Pokemon Tower, or Silphco. Exiting Rock Tunnel, the Gyarados became the first Kaizo Pokemon to earn a name, and will henceforth be called Shenron. Shenron cleared the Rocket Hideout and Pokemon Tower with ease, though I talked to the old man at the end of the Pokemon Tower before going back to clear out the trainers. 3 badges in hand, it was time once again for the Grand Tour of Pokemon battles. At level 65, Shenron has over 300 special attack power. For reference, this is already higher than what Noodle had at level 93 after clearing Ultimate Ironmon. An absolute monster. Towards the end of the Grand Tour, Shenron got paralyzed off of Mon 1 from a trainer, and Mon 2 would become my worst nightmare. Myself. Ah! Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! This was a series of very unfortunate events ending Shenron's career. 2 paralyzed procs in a row, each a coin flip, prevented any attacks, any of which would have killed the Shenron imposter. In addition, the enemy Shenron rolled the proper moves to take me out in 2 moves only, and that about sums up Kaizo Ironmon perfectly. A few attempts later, a Typhlosion with not so great stats simply refused to die and became my second named Pokemon, Fire Otter. Fire Otter managed to beat Giovanni in Rocket Hideout, but interestingly, perished on the exit trainer grind. Attempt 458 had another Mon go far that had no business doing so, a Magmar. Even with a garbage regular attack and special attack, the randomizer just opened up a path for Magmar to take down Misty and move on through Surge and Rock Tunnel to become the third Pokemon to reach Lavender Town. Chat voted to name this one Pylit, of course. Interestingly, Pylit went down at the same spot as Fire Otter, after beating Giovanni in the Rocket Escape, though it did make it one additional trainer further, making this my second best Mon in Kaizo so far. I ended the month of March without being able to surpass the progression record set by Shenron. 489 runs died in the lab. 147 didn't make it out of Viridian Forest. Only 9 Mons made it past Brock, 3 past Misty, and all had perished by the end of the Grand Tour. After 670 attempts, Kaizo remained insurmountable. Who is to say what the future holds for my Kaizo attempts, but it is time now to move on to the month of April. Thank you all so much for watching, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to help out the video. I look forward to seeing you all next month, where we do it all again with a much different game.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?